What is up, survivors? This is Harv with Harv's Corner. Today we're going to talk about the lunar biome. The lunar biome is the last biome that we have to kind of look over in the Ark Genesis Part 1 expansion. So this is literally the last biome to really look at. We kind of dusted over all the other ones, but we're going to talk about this one as well. The lunar biome is significantly different than anything else for many reasons. One, it's very difficult to explore out here, and the weather conditions are even more, they're even worse. So if you notice, you can see my character reacting. So the weather, let's kind of explain how the weather works. So if you're in the shade out here, I get cold. But in other areas, you'll get heat, you'll get super heat within certain light, but you'll also get radiation damage as well. So bringing a hazard suit into this biome is definitely a must. If you're running mods on that, like a PC server, I would highly suggest running the upgrade station mod, because it'll allow you to upgrade that hazard gear to make this a bit more survivable up here. But the weather conditions in and of themselves are enough to kill you outright. The other thing we have to talk about is the low gravity. So, and this is kind of, why is this rock just hanging out right here? Just hanging out, huh? Okay, alright, rock hanging out, whatever. Anywho, so let's land here just so I can, and we'll go over the creatures too, by the way. I'm just kind of explaining something to you. So I fall to the ground really slowly, and you kind of bounce a little bit. So if you were to jump, you see this? Like, I'm going super high in the air here. This is kind of crazy. I'm going to toggle this back to orbital so you can see what I'm talking about here. So I'm on the ground. I'm going to zoom out. So if I just jump, I get really high up, and I come back down real slowly, which can be super dangerous, because if you fall off the edge of these asteroids or something like that, or get knocked off, and if creatures knock you off, you're going to go floating. So that can be super dangerous. Make sure that you have grapple hooks. So hazard gear, grapple hooks so far. Pay attention to that part. On the asteroids, you'll see these geysers that will fire you up in the air if you come over them, which is even more dangerous, because in a zero-G environment, it's flying me up even farther, and I'm still going up. Still going up. Oh yeah, that's another thing to watch out for. But yeah, I'm still going up in the air, up in the air, up in the air. And I'm just now starting to come back down. You will see comets start to fall on some of these rocks. Some of these rocks will have, and I'm going to fly over there so you can kind of see what's going on. Some of these rocks will have kind of like craters built into them already to kind of give you a heads up, but you just have to pay attention. These rocks are going to shower down from that ring up there, and yeah, you don't want to be near them when they hit. It's going to do a lot of damage, probably kill you. Honestly, kill you, tame your rotting. It's all bad. Stay away from them. Stay away from them. So the environment out here is ruthless. It's very ruthless, but it's kind of cool. Like, the low gravity is kind of cool. As far as creatures you're going to see out here, it's pretty much going to be tech creatures and a few creatures from other maps. So we have the defense units that from either the island when you're fighting the boss, or from Extinction wandering around in the sanctuary area. You have tech trikes, tech parasaurs, tech T-Rexes, of course, tech stegos, and tech raptors out here. There are a few other things to note, though. We will see. I'm trying to find one out here. Usually they're always annoying me. Aha, these little guys. You'll see these little drones flying around too. They will actively shoot at you if you come near them, and they fly, so they're going to chase you for a while. As far as other flyers to worry about, you're going to see the Seekers from Aberration. You're going to see them flying around up here. The little, kind of look like bats, but they got like squid faces, so like little mini flying Cthulhu nightmare looking things. They're not cool. Oh dear. But we're not done with that yet, because you'll even see potentially, I don't see any out here right now because they're kind of rare, but you will see Surface Reaper Kings spawn. I have yet to see a Reaper Queen. I don't think the Reaper Queens spawn on here, but you will see the Reaper Kings. There's a couple places to note, and I'm actually at one right now. As far as resources go, you're going to find a whole lot of resources out here. So you're going to find Metal, you're going to find obsidian. You're going to see these green rocks out here, and if you hit them with a pickaxe, it's going to give you just flint and stone pretty much. That's all it's going to do. And a little bit of that amber, the ambergris, which is what you use to tame the... It's what you use to imprint the magmasaurs, but you can also feed this ambergris to a magmasaur and increase its health a lot faster. Hitting it with a hatchet, you're just going to get stoned. So it's pretty much the ambergris is what you're getting out of these green rocks more than anything else. Normal rocks out here. I'm trying to see if I can hit one long enough for it to show you. Yeah, there you go. We'll give you condensed gas as well. So that's definitely a plus. And also we should be getting... it's not happening. Maybe we got to do pickaxe on the rocks. One of these does it. Try to figure out which one it is. Yeah, okay, so pickaxing the rocks will give you element shards and a little bit of metal as well. So pickaxe on normal rocks gets you what it normally does plus element shard. Hatchet on rock gives you what it normally does and then also condensed gas. These little green nodes have potential to give you ambergris. And yeah, but that's not all. You're going to see obsidian nodes out here just like this, just laying around. Usually around these rock formations, resources are plenty out here. You'll see metal nodes out here. You'll see crystal nodes out here. I think these are actually, yeah, you can pick these up for like wood and thatch. If you have a mining drill, you can use that on these things as well and pick up wood and thatch from them. You'll see occasional trees out here, like these guys over here. I don't think you can, can't remember if we can harvest. No, I don't think we can harvest the big ones or not. Pretty much picking up all the stuff around the bottom of them. So like things like wood and thatch could technically be, is that a dead? That's a dead squid thinger. Yeah, look at that face. Weirdos. Anywho. So you're pretty much going to find most resources that you're looking out for. I've seen oil rock out here too, but it looks like the oil rock from Extinction. Like that weird melted rock. It doesn't look like the oil rock that you would typically see on like the island per se. Looks a little bit different. But you will see metal nodes out here along with all sorts of things that want to kill you. Yeah, there's a little bit of everything out here. There's crystal out here, and I think it's on the other side of the biome. You'll see it. Oh, here we go. They look like these. So these guys right here. If you pick them up by hand, they'll give you fiber, crystal, and stone. So you can actually harvest crystal from these plants that kind of spawn around here. Same thing, you can use the mining drill and use these and harvest a lot of stuff that way too from them, which is, it's a heavily effective way of getting crystal out here. The layout of the biome, I'm at the ceiling of it right now. It's pretty much most of the giant asteroids we're looking at with some of the smaller ones intact. So the problem with navigating this biome, it's not just longitude and latitude. You have to pay attention to altitude as well, because there's rocks underneath of asteroids and then asteroids on top of other asteroids. So navigating this can be, obviously, you want something like the tech skiff out here. A Bloodstalker will be helpful. Again, the zero-G environment kind of applies to him as well, but the ability to use the webs to attach to things in case you think you're going to fly off the edge of something is pretty important. The downside to the Bloodstalker is that you might overdo it, and it's not really a really great fighter, so a T-Rexes are going to give you a hard time. There's no way around that. But as you can see, I mean, it's a very big biome. Some of these asteroids look small till you get down on top of them. I mean, those are Rexes, so I mean, each one of these is pretty big. There's a lot of glitch nodes out here, obviously a lot of missions to do out here as well. It's a pretty big biome. This is also home to the giant space whales. So the space whales are out here as well. If you haven't checked our video out about the Astrocetus taming, please go ahead and do that. Because that'll be super helpful for you if you're out here trying to tame one of these buggers. That is the unique creature to this biome. So let's talk about some of the little secret locations, because there's a little bit more to add to this list about what this place actually has. So I'm going to go over to this guy right here. Now this is actually the location for one of the kind of like the Dodo basketball thing, but it's bulb dogs, which is pretty funny because you're doing it in low gravity. It's kind of funny to throw them around. Anywho, the location of this asteroid is 46.828.2. So, and this is kind of pretty much at the south end of the map for the most part. But the important thing about this area to note is that there's a cave right here. Now, if you watched our build videos, we just did a build in this cave, and here you can see some of the seekers out here. We just did a build in this cave, and there are some cool things in here. So there's a few caves in here. I've seen three so far that are like this. So inside of these caves is like a little miniature aberration area. Now there was a T-Rex that was in here earlier, which kind of explains why there's no creatures down here. But normally you will actually see a Carcinos crab down here from aberration. The water, you'll usually see some saber-tooth salmon. There's also some lampreys out here. You'll see glow animals periodically, as well as roll rats tunneling in and out down here too. So these are pretty common spawns. I've even seen a small pack of ravagers come in and out here too so far, so that's been pretty neat. These little secluded areas are nice because really all you got to do is put up a little dino gate in front of here, and you're no longer exposed to the crazy weather conditions, and you have a water source right here. Inside of here, you even get a little bit more resources. There's going to be a few little things. So these were the oil rock that I was talking about. They kind of look like more sharp-edged obsidian nodes. Not quite as like that slate black look, but not quite. You have metal nodes out here as well. Just a few. You're not going to have a lot in here. It's not a whole lot of resources, but there's enough to get you going if you need to. So up on this ledge up here, there's some that green rock that we already talked about, but there should be some... There was obsidian nodes up here too. There's obsidian in here somewhere. I know there is. I've seen it in here. At any rate, obsidian's right outside, but there should be... Oh, here we go. Down here. There's a couple of nodes down here as well. So the plant life down here, it looks like these little guys here. Let me land here. You can pick these guys by hand for actually just regular sap, which is pretty cool. So you can get sap down here. I believe... I don't think you can actually hurt these. I don't think you can. I think you can't hurt these things. Nope. But with access to a lot of resources down here, the only thing you're missing is really just wood and thatch, berries. I mean, but you're going to have that problem anywhere outside, really, for the most part. You're not going to find too much of that on this biome in general, but you can get to it outside in certain places. You'll be able to get to it. We still have the little these little doohickers that give you a little bit of wood and thatch. So I mean, you still have that option to get a little bit of it. But food, as far as berries are going to go, that's going to be something that's going to be a lot easier for you to trailer in and out with, like something like a skiff to teleport in and out. But anywho, that's one of these little areas. And again, if you're looking for the Carcinos crab, they potentially spawn in these caves too, which is the second and bigger source of organic polymer other than the Hesperornis that are chilling out in the water on the ocean biome. So there's a lot of hidden little gems to this biome. Particularly these caves are definitely one of them to pay attention to. The other thing to note is that obviously the low G still applies to this area as well. So I'm still jumping forever. But anyway, we're gonna fly out here. So that's sort of the lunar biome in a nutshell. It's definitely what I think to be the most dangerous biome is. But it's got its perks. This is definitely the most unique too. I haven't really seen anything built quite this way on any of these maps at all, really. This is definitely one of the most unique biomes that we've probably seen so far. But anyway, that's the lunar biome in general. There's not a whole lot else to go over outside of here. There's a couple crazy missions to do out here. One actually spawns a tech giga, so yeah, missions out here are definitely top notch, probably the hardest ones to do. I think that's really it. We talked about the weather, talked about the gravity, we talked about the map layout, we talked about the creatures you're gonna find, we talked about the little hidden caves, the resources. All in all, while it's dangerous and dreary, it actually is kind of beautiful, especially when you're looking out over there. Oh, right at the map edge. That's pretty nuts, right? I mean, it's a beautiful map. It's a beautiful map. Absolutely gorgeous outside of here. But definitely probably the most dangerous, just from the sheer factor of potentially falling off these cliffs. The creatures in here in general. Definitely sort of a late game biome. If you can get over here mid game with a skiff, it's going to help you out. It's going to jumpstart you to get resources. But you're still, I mean... Element shards you're still going to go to the volcano for. If you really need element shards, it's still where you're going to go. But outside of that, this place has a lot to offer. But anyway, guys, that's the lunar biome in a nutshell. It's pretty cool, pretty unique. I like it, but it's also really dangerous. If you like this video, you want to see more, have a suggestion, a comment, whatever, please feel free to leave one in the comment section here. Please leave a like, subscribe, share the video out to other people. Hit that notification bell so you can see when the next videos are coming out. Please also follow me here. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. We Twitch live stream Friday and Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern right now. Next week, I want to sit back and really go over all the engrams that are specific to Genesis and how they work and the best ways to use them, things that I've learned with using them, all that good stuff. But that's all I got, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and until next time.